So how do you build a strong credit profile? In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys the 4 things that you want to have in your credit profile if you really want it to be strong, really want to have the highest possible scores in today's training. Hey everyone, it's Mike Adams, and on this channel we empower individuals to achieve freedom through improved financial literacy. If you're new to the channel, make sure to click subscribe and click the bell so that way you get notified on any and all of our future content. So in today's video, guys, I'm going to be discussing how to build a strong credit profile. And really, this is for those of you that are really looking to press that score up there, you know, and we talk about a lot of different lines of credit and tools on this channel. And for those of you guys that want to be able to get, you know, those premium lines of credit, get the premium terms, premium rates, you really want to press that score up, 775, 800, to get those premium types of lines of credit. So how do you do it? How do you build a profile that's going to allow you to get your hands on the premium tools that we like to use for some of our investing strategies? And we've created other videos where we break down all the factors, right? I wanted this video to be a little bit different than just here's the factors. We have other videos where we talk about the factors that go into your credit and how they develop your credit profile and credit score, break down percentages. So we'll link to some of those below this video. Here, I wanted to talk about what are some of the items that you need to have and what are the things that you need to be doing, okay, to make sure that you have the best possible chance to getting that highest possible score so that way you can always have the best possible terms, rates, lowest fees, all the good stuff. Well, the first thing that you need to do is you need to establish a very effective monthly budget that ensures that you always have positive cash flow. Okay, and obviously there's always things that could happen to take away our cash flow, right? So there's always those emergency things that could happen. But you want to make sure that you have a budget that ensures that you're always going to have plenty of free positive cash flow that is always going to be there to knock down, okay, any balances that you do rack up as we're leveraging some of these strategies, okay? Now, and that isn't necessarily a credit tip. That's more of a if you want to play the game and you want to have the opportunity to get your hands on the largest and best lines of credit, those are some of the factors that the banks are going to be looking at. They're going to be looking at your debt to income ratios. They're going to be looking at your income. So you want to consider that. And if your debt to income ratio is a little high, okay, and you don't have a ton of positive cash flow. I mean, you got, let's say you got $1,000 a month in positive cash flow. You got, let's say you're making 10 grand a month, but you only have $1,000 per month in positive cash flow because we got all these other bills and we got, liabilities and we got things that we're paying on, okay, with interest. It's going to be difficult for you to get those largest lines of credit because a lot of the bigger banks want to see that available room not being used, okay? So if you have a strong monthly budget that ensures positive cash flow, then there's really not going to be any reason for you to carry a balance every single month. You can pay that thing off and never have to worry about that interfering with you getting those best lines of credit. The second thing to do to ensure that you'll have a strong credit profile is, of course, to pay every single one of your bills and loans on time, every time, okay? And on this channel, we talk about leveraging lines of credit for all kinds of cool ways, paying all your monthly expenses, using, if you got a great card with rewards points, moving those expenses there and paying that off every month. And you get the benefit of, number one, not paying any interest, but 2, you get points and perks and things like that. So it's just so important, okay, to a strong credit profile. Payment history is 35% of your overall credit score. So if you're looking to get your hands, if you're looking to get yourself up to that 770, 800 range, okay, and we miss a payment here and there, all right, or we got a 30 days late here or 60 days late, that is really going to impact your score. So you're going to want to make sure that you're paying your bills on time, every time. And the easiest way to do that for some folks is to set up the auto pay feature. Again, if you have that line of credit that you like to use that gives you the points, put all your bills on auto pay so you don't have to worry about it. And then when you get the statement every single month, just pay that thing off in full, on time, every time. The third thing that you're going to need to build a strong credit profile is what's called a good mix of credit. And all that really means is that, you don't just have a stack of credit cards and that's all the credit that you're using. What the banks really like to see is what's called a good mix. So they like to see, sure, they want to see a couple of credit cards that you're using actively and responsibly, as we've discussed in other videos. But they also want to see some installment loans. They want to see, a couple auto loans on there, especially if you're married and have a family. They want to see, a mortgage, seeing a mortgage. Student loans, okay? And those are different types. So you got, revolving credit, you got installment, loans, okay? And then you got mortgage loans, you got real estate. There's all kinds of different things that can appear on a credit profile. And so for the banks that are looking to give you these large, beefy lines of credit, they want to know a little bit more about you and your level of responsibility. And what the banks see is that, those that have a family, if they have this strong mix of credit, they got a mortgage, they got student loans, they got all these things going on. Okay, chances are they're going to be a little more responsible with paying their bills versus somebody who's, alone, single, and all they have is a stack of credit cards. Okay, they don't have an auto loan, they don't have a mortgage, so nothing, no equity, right? Nothing, no assets per se, tangible assets per se. So they view things a little bit differently. So you want to have that strong mix. And if you're someone that has been trying to get into this upper tier and get your hands on some of those juicy lines of credit, and you don't have that mix, if you don't have any installment loans, again, people don't want to get a loan, right? But again, we know some fantastic techniques on this channel that we discuss on how you can eliminate those loans pretty darn quick, leveraging the line of credit. But it makes sense, and you want to have some of those loans on your report, so that way you can establish that, hey, I'm not just a credit card guy here. I got installment loans, and I've paid them on time. I've had a mortgage, and I paid that on time. I had student loans, I paid that on time. Banks really like to see that, and that definitely factors into you having a strong credit profile. And the fourth thing that it takes to have a really strong credit profile is low revolving credit utilization, okay? And so when it comes to loans, right, if you take out a mortgage, well, obviously you're using 100% of that mortgage to buy the house, okay? So utilization on loans, we're not so concerned about on the loans, okay, the utilization percentage on the loan, right? Really, this is targeted just for our revolving lines of credit. So all of your credit cards, your trade lines, your lines of credit that you might have at other businesses, okay? And you want to keep that utilization percentage on your revolving lines under 30%, always. Okay, and so under 30%, and ideally, and there'll be others that say, hey, under 20% is even better. It is. Under 10% is even better than that, Mike. It is. But where you definitely want to keep it is under 30%, okay? And so, again, if you're carrying balances higher than that, like let's say you have $10,000 worth of available credit to you, whether that's one credit card or multiple, right? But you got 10 grand, and you're using, let's say you got $4,500, or let's say 5,000 to make it easy, sitting on that credit card month to month. Well, you have a 50% utilization ratio on your revolving credit. And when banks see that, when they see over 30%, okay, all they're thinking is this: either number one, this person is irresponsible with, or B, you're not making, something happened to your income, right? Either you lost your business or you lost some income to where now you're not able to pay that off in full every single month and you're leaving a balance there. So again, if you're trying to get into that upper tier and get those large lines of credit, get the best terms available, if you're dragging along a balance every single month, banks are going to count that against you and not want to give you the best terms. They're not going to want to give you the best lines of credit that they have available if you're carrying a large revolving balance month to month. So keep those revolving cards low. And even if you're using strategies like velocity banking or some of the other strategies we talk about on this channel, if credit, okay, if at the same point you're trying to factor in, you want to keep a high, strong credit score, then you're going to want to use those lines under 30%. So those are the things that it really takes to build that strong credit profile. Again, always make sure that you're establishing that monthly budget that ensures that you have strong monthly positive cash flow. That way there's no problems at all with you paying all of your bills on time, every single month. From there, having that strong mix of credit, again, not just a stack of credit cards. You also have some installment loans that you've paid on time every time, your mortgage, okay, student loans. So you've had all types of different types of credit and you've paid all of them on time every time. They like that strong mix. And again, keeping those revolving balances under 30% utilization. If you can do those things, you can build a very strong credit profile. So hopefully you found value in this training. If you did, give it a comment, give it a like below. If you want to learn a little bit more about all the factors that kind of go into your credit score and some of the different percentages, what factor matters the most and in which order, we'll put a link to that video here. And if you want to learn a little bit more about how we leverage these lines of credit to build wealth and eliminate interest-bearing debt from our lives quickly, we'll put a video link right here for you. Have a great day, everybody. Take care.